you know what season it is, right?
What's that?
Well, I mean, it's summer, but it's...
Well, yeah. What are we talking about?
It's
Hitting season.
It's list season around the
Oh,
NFL.
it's
It's list season. All right, so we have been kind of honing in on looking at the NFL Top 100, the players vote. But that's just the players. That'll be released and unveiled over time. Yesterday, Pete Prisco, who's covered the NFL for a long time, he unveiled his list, top 100 players right now in the National Football League. So let's get to a couple interesting nuggets from the list. Hugh, the first interesting nugget is how many Eagles were on the list. How many Eagles are currently, in Pete Prisco's eyes, CBS Sports, currently top 100 players in the National Football League? What would you guess, just off the top of your head? How many?
You know what? I was thinking 10, but it feels like it probably is 8.
It's not 10. 10, you know what? They might have had 10 last year off the Super Bowl. It's not 10. It is, you know what?
3?
No, I was counting. 3, 6, you nailed it. 8 Eagles.
Yeah, I was thinking.
8.
I feel like it was 8. Yeah.
Okay,
got to be at least 8.
The 8 Eagles.
That's pretty good, though.
No, that's. I would imagine there's many rosters with more than 8. Mailata, Quinion, Lane, Saquon, Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Hurts, and Zach Bond. Those were the 8 Eagles that were listed in the top 100 in the NFL currently. All right, so there you go. Hurts is on the list. Hurts came in at number 84. Now, Hugh, the interesting part was, and you know where my mind went. All right. He made the list. Where did he rank? And where does he rank among the quarterbacks, right? Because there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks on a list like this. It's the most important position. Hugh, I went through it. Jalen Hurts came in as the 17th quarterback in the National Football League on this top 100 list. Hugh, before I tell you the guys above him, your first thought on that. Hurts on the list, number 84, 17th among current quarterbacks.
Given the way the offense looked last year, I think that's fair. And I know somebody's there in their corner, but he won the Super Bowl and he's MVP. I know he did. And I feel like now we're at the point now where you have to say that before you say how you actually feel, because people are going to throw that in there. You're right, he did. But we're talking about last year. And a lot of times when they make these lists, they're based off of your last year's performance. Like, what have you done for me lately? And lately, that was his last game. The offense didn't play well. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't have any offensive players on my list. I feel like I'm gonna teach. This feels like summer school, so that's what I'm gonna treat it as, summer school, and you're trying to let people understand your thought process in the way that you're characterizing Jalen's play. I know Jalen's won the Super Bowl, and I know Jalen has been the MVP of the Super Bowl, but the list is for last year's performance, and last year he didn't play in the Super Bowl. And this offense was anemic last year.
That's for sure.
So to be 80th on the list,
84,
given what transpired last year, I think that's pretty good.
So here's what Prisco wrote about him. After leading the Eagles to a Super Bowl victory the year before, Hurts saw his play decline some last season, but it feels like a Hugh Douglas line, but he did throw a career-best 25 touchdown passes. He wasn't as effective running the ball as he had been in previous seasons. He had him at number 52 last year, now down to 84 on the list. All right, before I give you the quarterbacks above him, can we hear Dan Orlovsky, who was with us yesterday? It was really fun talking to Dan. Great spot on the show yesterday, live from the team, the Beer Bowl, the Team 62 Beer Bowl. Yes. Here was Dan Orlovsky when Hugh asked him, give us your real take on Jalen Hurts. Your honest to goodness take. Here's how Dan Orlovsky framed it.
What is your take on Jalen Hurts? Your honest take.
I think I've said the facts and the opinions just don't match up. The fact is, since he's become the starter, obviously 2 Super Bowls, win 1, probably the best player in both of those games. I think he's top 5 or top 7 in mainly all the statistical categories. So that's the facts. But the opinion is, or the opinion of a lot, I would probably in this camp is, that there are times when the passing game and the pass element is lacking. And so that's a very interesting kind of balance is, if we were going to take Jalen with all 32 starting quarterbacks and just put him on a field and just had him throw, which is the basic premise of the position, he wouldn't be in your top 16. I don't think he would be in a lot of people's top 16. But all he's done is win. All he's done is play huge in big moments. And so, my take on him is, I got asked this yesterday. I think it's silly to not have him as a top 10 player at the position because of the accomplishments.
You know what's so ironic about the way Dan framed that? He said if you kind of put them all on the field, all 32 starters, and you had to evaluate as throwers, right? most people wouldn't pick him in the top 16. He came in 17th on this particular list, like the day after that conversation.
Yeah, because you know what Jalen is? Jalen's the unicorn because, and I gave this analogy and nobody understood it. Like when I said it,
Rocky.
it was
Typical.
like, well, no, not that one. It was the when Rodimus Prime took over for the Autobots and he was not prepared. Hot Rod, when Hot Rod took over for the Autobots and he wasn't prepared, and then when Prime came back alive, he gave back because he wasn't that big or anything.
Yeah.
Jalen has, like in a room, when you line up all the quarterbacks, like and I'm thinking back when I was at the combine and it was Kevin Carter, Derek Alexander, and all these big Luther Ellis and all these bigger,
lining up the defensive linemen.
Yeah, and so they're like towering over
shrimp,
me.
yeah.
Dog. But I got that dog in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like you don't have the measurables, but you got that dog in you. And that's the thing that a lot of people have trouble struggling with when it comes to Jalen. Because Jalen isn't that big. Some would argue his arm isn't that strong. Some would say that he doesn't read defenses well. And a lot of times when you think it's not working out for Jalen figures out a way to win. And that's the thing that kind of blows people's mind. Because I was thinking about this yesterday riding home. We live in a world now where everything for us has to make sense, right? We have to justify certain things that happen in order for it to make us feel comfortable. For Jalen, he defies all of that. He defies the logic of the position because he doesn't do this, and this well.
Well, it's like Dan said, the facts don't match the opinions.
Yes, but he wins. And when you say that, because you know how we argue, and you know the
It's
more I say
11:08. It's 11. It's 11 o'clock hour.
No, but you know when I say it, because I was telling somebody this, because we were talking about the dynamic of the show, and we were talking about how we interact, and I said you have to respect Joe's position because we're all like this. The pieces have to fit. And a lot of times when we talk about certain things, and as athletes, we say, hey, go win the game. How we going to win, coach? You just got to win. Because there's no real answer for that. You know what I mean? You got to, by hook or by crook. And for a lot of people that don't understand, it makes no sense. But for people that have been in that situation, even though it didn't make sense, it makes perfect sense. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with Jalen. And I think it resonates with people here, especially when you talk about him saying with a straight face, I don't care what it looks like, because I keep going back to that, as long as we win. And when you look at from the time he said that and what happened after that, they were winning. And it was ugly. It was super ugly. And it was defying logic. And, we can say, well, hey, and for us, a lot of times we say, well, the defense did this. Yeah, but the offense had to put them in position to do, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it is. And that's why this is a lightning rod conversation every time we have it about Jalen.
So I agree with you on this. I think the ranking is fair. I think having him on the list, okay, I'm not going to yell that he doesn't belong there. 84, cool. I also think ranking him about 17 among quarterbacks entering the season is fair. So I'm with you. Now let me roll through quickly, and then
I do have, before you go through all the quarterbacks, because
Mm-hmm.
I just looked through it, I have a major issue with one of the quarterbacks ahead of him.
No, so
major issue.
Before I say the 16 above him, if you guys want to put one or two or three him ahead of them, that's fine.
Agreed.
But I think as I go through this, you're not going to, if we're being fair, you're not going to put him above 12 of them.
No.
Like, most of these guys played better than him last season. So here is how the list went when it came to the quarterbacks as you roll through them. And this is the order the quarterbacks came in on the list. Stafford, he won the MVP last year.
Mm-hmm.
Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, Dak, Love, Goff, May, Herbert, Trevor, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, had a bad year. I mean, he got hurt and had a bad year.
Played 7
Okay,
games.
that's
Wait a minute.
That's a
above
joke.
Jalen?
above Jalen. These are all above Jalen.
Yeah, that can't happen.
Jaden Daniels, Caleb, Darnold, Purdy, Baker. You want to say the Daniels thing is he had a bad year? Sure, drop him down.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that Jalen really played better than last season? No. Maybe Baker by the end.
I was
Baker
thinking
kind
that's
of
the
fell
one.
off.
That's the one I was thinking.
And
Baker.
those are 16 and 17. So you want to flip them? Okay. Obviously, Stafford, Allen. I mean, Burrow got hurt, so you could fight that one. Mahomes got hurt, but he's Mahomes. Lamar, Dak, Love, Goff, May, Herbert. I mean, these guys had better seasons than him last year. I think the ranking is fair. You want to? Was Daniels the one that bothered you the most, Jaden?
No question.
Yeah.
What's he
that
doing?
was the one.
What's he doing?
And Baker, if you were asking me, he's above Baker and Jaden.
So that would put him at 15?
Yeah, but that's to me,
more
that's
fair to me.
That's fair.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think if you can move him around 2 or 3 spots, he's probably in the range he belongs.
Yeah.
I think the ranking is fair.